There is no doubt that we are currently living in a digital age. Technology has become an inseparable part of modern society, and we use it daily to make our lives easier. Even right now, as you're watching this video, you are using technology. Imagine what would happen to us if we were suddenly deprived of it. You may ask, how could that ever happen? It may come as a surprise that the sun would be the culprit for this disaster. Yes, the star that provides light and heat, which makes it possible for life to exist on Earth, could send us back to medieval times. Our sun is a ginormous, nearly perfect ball of hot plasma. Sometimes, a significant amount of plasma, accompanied by magnetic field, is released from its corona, the outermost layer of its atmosphere. This event is known as a coronal mass ejection, or just CME. Every 11 years or so, the sun's magnetic field completely flips, which means that the sun's north and south poles switch places. The strongest CMEs usually occur during the middle of that cycle, when the sun is most active, in a period called solar maximum. CMEs do not pose a risk on humans directly, due to the Earth's atmosphere acting as a shield, absorbing most of the radiation. However, if strong enough, they can cause severe geomagnetic storms that can obliterate electrical systems. In September 1859, just a few months before the solar maximum of 1860, the most intense storm in recorded history, called the Carrington event, took place and disrupted telegraphs all over the world. Shockingly, the geomagnetic disturbances were strong enough that US telegraph operators reported sparks leaping from their equipment, with some bad enough to set fires. The Carrington event happened in a period when technology was still primitive compared to now. We now have tech able to predict CMEs before arrival, in order to take the necessary precautions. Alas, a significant fraction of CMEs exhibit no detectable signatures and are known as stealth CMEs. The next solar maximum is expected in 2025. If a CME similar to the Carrington event were to come unnoticed, the damage would be immeasurable. Earth-orbiting satellites would be the first to get hit. We do not always realize how much we depend on them. Without satellites, we would have no GPS, which would greatly affect aviation. Without air traffic control, there would be major flight delays and cancellations. In addition to that, satellites are essential for precise weather forecasts. The airline and shipping industry rely on forecasts to avoid storms and stay safe. Being able to predict the weather is also very important in agriculture, as farmers can choose when to apply pesticides to avoid crop loss. Unfortunately, the destruction would not stop there. A strong CME would pack enough power to knock out electricity grids across the planet, and even bring down the internet, as the deep-sea cables that carry the internet to most countries are vulnerable to solar storms. Damage of that caliber would take weeks, if not months, to repair. So, what happens from there? Would global infrastructure collapse as well? For starters, hospitals would immediately switch to backup generators, but they are only able to operate for a few days. The health system worldwide would be brought down to its knees, and humanity would suffer tremendous losses. What is more, during an extended power outage, water towers would not be able to supply water, so many areas would suffer from cataclysmic water shortages. If that weren't enough, the cooling systems of nuclear reactors would fail, and total nuclear meltdowns would take place, allowing radioactive elements to escape into the environment. Amidst the chaos, society would be thrown into disarray. With a bank shut down, people would not be able to access money in their accounts, and without electronic payments and cash registers, things would quickly spiral out of control. The shelves in supermarkets would be emptied in the blink of an eye, and paired with the inability to pump gas because of the electrical failure, the world's transportation industry would be crippled and unable to deliver needed supplies. The world would soon be in a post-apocalyptic setting, and countless of lives would be lost as a side effect of the entire system collapsing. Up until now, we have been lucky enough to avoid incidents of this scale, but we shouldn't just leave things of this importance up to luck. A Carrington-sized CME is a real, albeit small possibility, and no country is yet prepared to face a destruction of this magnitude. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.